I'm just giving my video a second to update over here. Hello and welcome everybody to my live this week. I have a great topic to cover with you guys. It's going to be a little bit maybe heated. Some people are going to disagree with me, but that's okay. I am here to share with you what I have found works on Facebook for handmade sellers. So I have a Facebook group that's called Vendor Success Secrets, and a question came up in that group of whether or not people should share their event to their Facebook. So the in-person event that they're going to, whether or not they should share it to their Facebook page, and how many times should they share it, and how should they share it, etc. And so I have opinions about this, about how you should be using your Facebook business page when it comes to in-person events. But first, if you're new here, my name is Allie Thompson, and I help handmade sellers sell their product every day on Facebook, how to get daily sales from Facebook. And I do this through a program that I call Handmade Sellers Club. Inside Handmade Sellers Club, I have my Facebook course called the Super Seller System. You get all kinds of things when you join Handmade Sellers Club. Like the value of Handmade Sellers Club is through the roof. And one of the biggest components of that program is called the Super Seller System, where I show you how to use Facebook to make money and daily sales with your Facebook page. So that's who I am. I invite you to join the Handmade Sellers Club if you're a handmade seller looking to sell online. So in that vein, let's talk about this idea of, you have an event, or let's say you have a lot of events. It's summertime, there are a lot of events happening, things are going on, and you want to advertise that you're going to be at that event, right? You want to let people know that you're going to be there. Why? So you can make more sales. So a lot of people will go ahead and share that event to their Facebook business page as a way to advertise the event even further, even beyond what the advertiser themselves or the promoter themselves are doing. So I want to talk about some different aspects of this, because there is no one size fits all. Here is a concrete rule. Do this or don't do that. It really kind of depends on the situation that you're in. But to a lot of people's surprise, it isn't always the best thing to promote your events to your Facebook page. And that's going to surprise a lot of people. Some of you guys are hearing this and you're like, of course, I'm always going to put my events on Facebook, on my Facebook page. Of course I'm going to do that. Why wouldn't I do that? Well, I'm going to talk today about times when you do want to do that and where it makes a lot of sense, and times where you really either don't want to do that or kind of downplay how much you're sharing the event to your page. So let's talk about the good reasons to do it. All right, let's say you are you sell, what's a good product? You sell candles. Let's say you sell candles and you do not have an e-commerce shop. You're not selling online at all. You're using your Facebook business page simply to let people know that in your local area that you have candles and where you're going to be selling them. So you're only selling locally. Maybe you have them in shops somewhere. Maybe you set up at the farmer's market every single Saturday. Maybe you do a lot of different shows. And the only purpose of your Facebook business page is so that local people can contact you to buy candles. Maybe it's a local pickup. Maybe they want to know what shops you're in and what events you're at. In that case, if you are really focusing on your local market and the Facebook page, the intent is to serve your local market, then absolutely when you are doing an event, you want to promote that event on your Facebook page, because that's the purpose of your Facebook page, is to let local people know what is happening with your business. Now, where it starts to get slippery and where I feel like a lot of people are not quite realizing the damage that they're doing to their Facebook page by posting events is when you are actually selling online. So you have an e-commerce shop, you're either selling on Etsy, you are selling on your own website, you're trying to attract people from all over the United States to follow you and buy your product. So let's say you have, for some reason, my computer goes to sleep when I'm live. It drives me nuts, so I got to keep my mouse moving around. So let's say that you are attracting people from all over the country to follow your page, and you are also selling locally. Should you share your events to your Facebook business page? Maybe. It is not a foregone conclusion that you should be doing that. And why? Let's think about this for a second. Who is following you? If the majority of people who are following you are not in your local area and you are posting heavily about events, you're saying, I'm at this event, I'm at this event, and maybe even making 6, 7, 8 posts about an upcoming event that you're going to, then the people, so I'm in near Fort Myers, Florida. We'll just say Fort Myers to keep it easy. I'm near Fort Myers, Florida, and I sell candles, and I'm posting all about this event that I'm going to go to in downtown Fort Myers, and I want everybody to come to my event in downtown Fort Myers. Well, if my followers are from California, New York State, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Iowa, Idaho, all over the place, and they're seeing a lot of posts coming from me talking about this event that I'm going to be at, they're going to get turned off. This isn't for me, right? I don't live in Fort Myers. So the vast majority of posts that this person is making is about an event that I can't even go to. So what's going to happen is they're going to start to ignore your posts, or they're going to leave your page. Now, leaving your page is actually better. Them ignoring your posts is going to hurt your page in the long run, because what happens is more and more and more people start to ignore your posts because you're not going to be where they live. You're not going to be at an event that makes any sense for them to pay attention to. And so now they start to ignore your posts, and any of the other posts that you make are going to be viewed by fewer people, because that's how the algorithm works, right? If people are seeing posts that do not apply to them, that are boring to them, that are not engaging to them, they will start to ignore, and then the algorithm starts to show your post to fewer and fewer and fewer people. So you're actually going to end up hurting your page by heavily promoting your local events on your page when a good amount of people on your page are not local to you. Does that make sense? So it doesn't mean that you can't ever talk about the events that you are setting up at. So sometimes an event coordinator requires that you share the event to your page. In that case, I would share the event and I would move on. In fact, I recommend that you post daily to your page. I would make that like a second post of the day. I have my standard posts that I normally do, but to match the requirement of the contract that I'm supposed to do some promotion, which by the way is kind of a red flag. I get nervous when they require that you do promotion, because that means they're very insecure about their own promotion. But if you need to do it in order to meet a requirement, fine. Go ahead and share their event to your page, check that box and move on. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can actually turn getting ready for that event, being set up at that event, and even after that event as content that does make sense to the other members on your page. So you may say something like, packing up the car for a huge event this weekend, so we won't be shipping e-commerce orders until Monday when we get back in town. So you can use it as an announcement, and you can let them know this is the event that we're going to. But then that post actually applies to everybody on the page. Both the local people are going to know they can find you there. So you can say, if you're local to the area, come check us out here. If you're buying online, you can still place your order, but we will not be shipping until we get back into town Monday. That's a great way to talk to both sides of the equation without alienating anybody. You can also, let people know you're going to be taking things down from the website because you're going to this particular event. So if they want to buy it, this is their last chance before you take it down. You can also, talk about how busy you've been this week and show stacks and piles of product that you're preparing for this upcoming event. And it's still going to be interesting content to the people that are not in your local area, because they're like, wow, look at how much product she's making. That's amazing. When you go to the event, you can take some really great pictures of the products on display on your table in a way that you may not have that staged like that at home. And you can use those product photos for your general posts that you're making on Facebook when you're talking about your products. Now, what you don't want to share to your page, and this is true whether you're serving local people or not, is just a generic, here's a picture of my stand. You can't see the product. It's just a general overall, like, here's what we've got. And nobody finds that very fun. Like, that's one of the most boring pictures you could possibly do, is just like a picture of your tent, your table, and all your stuff on it. Instead, what you can do is you could do a live video directly from the event and just saying like, hey, we're at XYZ event all weekend, but I wanted to show you guys, we don't normally have our product laid out like this. And maybe some of you don't know that we have all of these different varieties. So I'm going to walk you through each sections of my table setup and talk about those products. So now we're using the event, we're letting people know we're at the event, but we're not just promoting the event, right? We're letting them know these are products that we have. And if you're not local here, you can at least shop like you were here and look at the displays and look at the different products. And you'll have people in other states saying, oh, I noticed that when you were doing that video, I really want that candle there. I really like the name of that scent. And so now you're using the event to both advantage your local people, or that video to advantage or to talk to both your local people and your national e-commerce people. You can take a picture of yourself at the event and talk about why you like doing events and, you know, all the great conversations you had over the weekend and how you sold a ton of stuff. And so you're going to be right back in the workshop as soon as you get home because it was a fantastic, wonderful event. You can share stories of conversations that you're having at the event. You can take pictures of your customers wearing your product, smelling your product, buying your product. You can take videos of them talking about your product, and you can shout out the event that you were at when they are doing that, or you could upload it right there during the event. All of that is content that you can take from the event and not alienate an entire group of people when you're talking about the event. So think about everybody that is following you. Think about your page. Is it more locally focused and you don't do e-commerce, you don't ship, you only sell local? Then talk about the event all you want. But if you are looking to grow beyond local, you need to start talking to everybody and not just your local people. You need to create content that works for both of them and not just one over the other, because then you're alienating them from your page, and the algorithm is going to tank and people are just going to start to become disinterested. So that is my feedback on how to do that. How to kind of thread that needle. Also, if I do share, you know, if I am going to share information about an event that I'm going to, I only do it once, especially if I have many more people on my page that are not local versus those that are, and I have to share it, I'll only share it once. And sometimes, depending on what the coordinator is asking for, I would maybe even prefer to share that information on my personal account versus my business account. So in our rabbit toy business, the rabbit toys, so we used to do a farmer's market. Let's go there. If I were selling my rabbit toys at our local farmer's market, I would not post to my rabbit toy page, which has international followers, that will be at the Sandusky Farmer's Market this weekend selling rabbit toys. It would make no sense to them whatsoever. It would be so completely out of the realm of even possibility that people would want to show up for that. And it would just be like, okay. But I may post it to my personal account where there's my friends and family and people that I know are local. So if I know that they're local, I'll post it to my personal account and say, hey, we're going to be at the farmer's market this weekend. You guys should come out and say hi. We're going to be selling the rabbit toys. See, it makes sense for them because most of them are local, or many of them are local. It doesn't make sense for the rabbit toy page where, yeah, there might be some local people there, but it doesn't really make sense to talk about that. Now, if you have any questions about this, go ahead and drop them in the comments. But one of the things that people think that they're accomplishing, and kind of like the pushback to this idea, is what if people are out of town and they're going to visit town, and when they visit, then they know they can come and see me. So I want you to think about all the steps that are required for that to happen, right? So first, they already follow your page because they're not seeing your posts unless they're following your page, right? So let's say I'm in Fort Myers and somebody is in New York City. Somebody in New York City is already following my page, and I am going to post the event. I'm going to post an event that I'm going to be somewhere on 4th of July. I'm going to be somewhere 4th of July. So now I am betting, you know, if I'm saying, well, maybe they're going to travel here and want to see me. So that person in New York City would have to coordinate their vacation, decide to vacation in Fort Myers in the first place. Out of all of the thousands of places they could vacation, they're going to decide on Fort Myers. They're going to decide on that very weekend, and they're going to decide that they have to come to that particular event that weekend. That is a long shot, to be fair. That is a long shot that somebody in another state is already following you, is going to decide to vacation in your city and decide to show up for your show on that particular event. Now, let's say that happens. Everything I talked about before, the content that I shared before about you packing your car, telling people that, you know, you're going to have less stock on your website, or that it's going to be until Monday before you can ship orders, or look at all the stuff I made for the show this weekend, and you can still say what show you're going to, and you could tag the promoter. You could do all of that. That accomplishes the same thing. See, what a lot of people want to do is they just want to share that event and share the flyer over and over and over and over and over again, and they think that is influencing people to make them want to show up. If that guy in New York was going to show up, he's much more likely to show up because of the personality and connection that he has with you already than because you shared a flyer or an event link over and over and over and over and over on your page. So that's my feelings on it. That's the feedback I have. I would love to hear what you guys think. I know that this is probably going to possibly even upset some people because they've been doing this, and now they're hearing that maybe that might not be the right strategy. But if you sit and you think about it, if you actually think about who's going to see what and what's most likely to be more effective at getting people to the show and getting people to order from you online and keeping people engaged on your Facebook page, I think you're going to see that, you know, these kinds of strategies are going to help lead you in the right direction, so that you get the most out of your Facebook page, and so that your followers are also having a great time as well. The final word I want to say on this is, look, guys, what you post actually matters. So besides, should I post about the event or shouldn't I? Your posts should always be good. They should always be engaging, whether you're locally focused or you're e-commerce nationally and even internationally focused. Your posts need to be engaging. And that's exactly what I teach you in my super seller system in Handmade Sellers Club. So when you join Handmade Sellers Club, you get access to my full super seller system, and we teach you how to post, kind of like what I've already talked about, like how to take what is, you know, I'm going to be at this show, and actually turn it into engaging content that makes people want to come, that makes people want to engage with what it is you have to say, and makes them want your product, right? So we teach you how to do that. We teach you how to grow your following so that you have more and more people that you're talking to. And we also give you a calendar to show you exactly what to post to your page every single day to keep your followers not only engaged and liking and commenting on your posts, but also creating that desire for your product, making them lean in and say, I have to have that. If you're locally focused, then they're creating a line outside your booth because of the posts that you've made. If you're e-commerce, then they're showing up to your website, they're showing up to your live sales, They're commenting on your posts. I have to have it. It's mine. How do I get that? That's what we want to actually accomplish with Facebook. It's not just about should you share a link or shouldn't you. What we really need to do is engage with the audience that we have, giving them content that they want to consume that makes them feel a part of your community, a part of your tribe. And the easiest and fastest way to do that is to use my Prompts for Profits calendar, use the super seller system, and you get all of that when you join Handmade Sellers Club plus community, plus opportunities to get promoted on our small shop discovery, plus a ton of different courses if you want to, learn about Instagram, websites, pricing. It's all there. Everything that you need to be successful online is in that Handmade Sellers Club. So I'm going to drop a link for Handmade Sellers Club in the comments below. Maybe. Sometimes it doesn't show me the proper, there we go. I'm gonna drop a link for Handmade Sellers Club in the comments below. If you sign up now, you get a 2-week trial for only $7. 2-week trial for only $7. That 2 weeks is enough time to test out the Prompts for Profits calendar, start to see the difference in your numbers. I've got a post posting to this page, I think tomorrow, where somebody was constantly getting red numbers in their page insights, and now everything is green. Just in the couple of weeks she used the calendar. And you're also going to learn my quick cash method, which is a way for you to start making sales immediately. You could be making sales within that 2 weeks, even if you have 0 followers right now. So go check it out. Take the 2-week trial. It's only $7. Again, if you have any questions about this at all, comment below. I'll make another video, or we'll talk about it again next week, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.